XRP, Bitcoin, gold, silver, stocks, everything is selling off right now. Everything started with gold and silver, but the real question is now, where is the floor? How low are we going to go? We've dropped through the last three key supports for XRP, and a lot of people are concerned that the bottom is now going to fall out of the crypto market. We need to understand exactly what's happening so we can plan for the future. Again, this channel is about the long view. It's about what's going to happen a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, but we do need to understand what's taking place so we can position ourselves in the best possible position to move forward. This is the second stream I've done today, and that's because the price is continuing to fall. If you are coming into the stream, be sure to sign off in the chat and we will get the party rolling, because this is honestly probably going to be more of a therapy session for people than it is anything else, because price is continuing to fall. We've now fallen below 160. We keep setting lower lows. We have tapped as low as $1.52. And hello, I see you in there as well. Since I've got you in here, let me go ahead and make sure that all of my tools are working before we get too heavily into the stream here. And yes, it is working. Good to see you as well, sir. I'm always grinding, man. But again, the channel's about the long view, right? We're about what's going to happen 10 years from now. So to me, this is a buying opportunity, but a lot of people are concerned and a lot of people are scared and they don't quite understanding what's happening, how low is it going to get, or maybe they're looking for that perfect buying opportunity to get in on a low. So that's kind of, it's going to be more of a therapy session today, but none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Do your own research. Investments can cost you everything, as a lot of you are probably learning right now. I made it common knowledge to my stream a couple weeks back that I put in puts on XXRP because I expected a pullback. Did not expect this kind of pullback. I thought we were going to go down and tap $1.75 and test that resistance. We've broken through that resistance. The next one was 165. We've broken through that. Next one was 155. We broke through that, and now we are retesting that area. This could fall if it continues, again, and it's following Bitcoin, but if it continues, it could fall as low as around $1.20 to $1.25. We've already had reports of one bank closing due to this gold and silver pullback. Again, this all started with gold and silver on Friday. Let me get to my bookmarks here. But we already have reports of one bank closing out. Here it is. Chicago's Metropolitan Capital Bank and Trust becomes the first U.S. bank failure of 2026. That's just what we know of. This floor can continue to go down because it stopped when the market shut down, right? The market shut down on Friday. So who knows what's going to happen over the weekend? We're seeing it play out in crypto right now because the markets are 24/7. Gold and silver is being a little more choppy right now as crypto continues to sell off. Let's pull up silver and see what silver's futures are doing right now. Still hanging around $85. So that sell-off has halted, at least for the time being right now, after it dropped all the way down to $74 on Friday at its lowest point. And again, silver should not run up like this, everybody. It had an 80% over almost 100% run in the month of January. Silver should not be trading at this kind of volatile rate like a crypto, because we're not talking about billion-dollar market caps when we're talking about gold and silver. We're talking about trillion-dollar market caps, and this kind of move can wipe out a bank. This kind of move can wipe out everything. So it cascades over into crypto and risk on assets so people can cover their positions and not get, basically dissolved. We've already seen it happen with one bank. I think there's more that we're going to find out on Monday. Me personally, not financial advice, I don't think this is the end. I think this is we'll see what happens on Monday and Tuesday. This is not a good deal. This is a lot of money that got evaporated, and there's going to be ripple effects felt throughout the entire system. My opinion, not financial advice. Let me see how many people we got going in the stream. Again, this is kind of more of a hangout therapy session. I'm not going to be super high energy and uppity and say that the sky is falling and the end is near and all of these things. Looks like we've only got a few people in the stream, and that's okay. Let me know what you guys think. I'm happy to engage in the chat, but I'm honestly more worried about how low this is going to go right now. Let's pull it back to Bitcoin and see what's going on with Bitcoin. If you guys have seen my streams, you know I'm typically a lot more high energy. Bitcoin is down below 80,000 now. Bitcoin at 78,000 and also falling. Got as low, yeah, tried to get to 77. I'm not sure how low this sucker's going to go this year, man. This is going to be brutal. Or not even this year, excuse me. During this particular crash. What are your thoughts? If you're watching, what are you guys thinking out there? Let me know. It's not a good deal. I mean, I'm in a weird place, I feel like, as I'm watching this unfold, because I am about the long view, and I do have some shorts or some puts on XXRP. But as I'm sitting here watching this happen, I mean, I still hold a lot of XRP. I still hold a lot of cryptocurrency. It doesn't feel good. It's one of those things where it just doesn't feel good to be right now. It's just garbage, man. It's a bad day for crypto. It's a bad day to watch the chart, but nothing fundamentally changed for crypto. That's why we're here for the long view. Is this part of the RCT? RCT. What is RCT? The Great Reset? Is that what you're talking about? I'm not sure. Is this part of the RCT? I don't know what that means. Let's see. Anyway, but I see another one hasn't popped up in the right chat here. It'll come through eventually once I get it. Let's see. Oh, it's not. I'm on the wrong screen. That's why it hasn't popped up. Dirt. It's a long day, man. It stinks. It stinks to hold crypto right now. Let's pull up the right screen so you guys can see here. This is really, and I see Jared's comment. It didn't pop up on my thing to pull it up yet, but you're not leveraged, which is always a great thing. Leverage is terrible. And honestly, the article I have here, is this it? Yeah. Let me pull it back up for you. Oh, you guys can see it. This was as of yesterday. I was talking about yesterday's fall off. Oh, this isn't the right one. There it was. This is talking about yesterday's sell-off, and it was 98% leverage that sold off, and whales were accumulating during the sell-off, ironically enough. But again, this was as of yesterday. That's not relevant to what actually is happening right now. But again, we are here for the long view. Nothing fundamentally has changed. To me, it's a buying opportunity. If you follow the stream, you know that I've been talking about that I just liquidated a piece of real estate on Friday. And once that sale goes through, I plan on entering into another large position. Looks like I'm going to get a great discount. But I do plan on buying. I haven't given up on crypto. It just sucks right now because no one likes it when we feel these kind of pullbacks, especially when this kind of pullback honestly had nothing to do with crypto and everything to do with gold and silver. Because silver shouldn't pump like a meme coin, right? Silver went up 80, almost 100% in a month and then crashed, basically almost 50% of it. So like silver's not supposed to move like a meme coin, yo. This is trillions of dollars. It wipes out banks. And I mean, gold wasn't quite as bad, but gold wasn't great either. The only thing that had somewhat of what I would call a healthy pullback was copper, which everyone knows is one of my favorites if you follow the stream. Copper is certainly one of my favorites. And keep the chat going. Again, guys, I've already done one stream this morning that covered all the real details of it. You're welcome to go back and rewatch it. Even if you rewatch like the first 10 minutes, it kind of gives you the real gist of what's going on behind the scenes. But truthfully, this stream is just to talk to the community because I know it doesn't feel good right now. The entire crypto market is getting destroyed unless you're holding Canton, and even Canton's pulling back some right now because it's not about It's not about the actual cryptocurrency or the blockchain or whatever's going on. This is all liquidity. This is all people getting wiped out in a multi-trillion-dollar drop across multiple markets. I mean, this is we haven't seen something like this in 45 years. Okay, this is bigger than 2008. So, I mean, we're not going to see how this really shakes out until Monday or Tuesday. And there's going to be a lot of confusion. There's going to be a lot of hype. There's going to be a lot of people saying they know what happened, or they know this, or they know that, or they know what's going to happen, or you're wrong, or this is wrong. Do your own research, okay? If something doesn't smell right, it usually is wrong, okay? And we've been talking about it in the channel when silver was running up to $120, when it got to about $95, $90, somewhere in that area, I was telling people, I'm not buying at the top of silver. It doesn't feel right. I'm going to find something else to invest in. And man, it is freaking brutal right now for anyone who is now, like, if you've been holding silver for the long term, you're fine. But if you were entering into silver at the top with the FOMO or leverage, thinking it was going to pump forever, you just learned a very, very hard lesson, unfortunately. Yeah, it's just brutal for everyone. So let's talk to chat. I see you guys signing off in the chat. Let's keep it rolling. I haven't sold my XRP. I see diamond hands out there. I haven't sold my XRP. I'm not going anywhere. I'm looking to buy some more. So to me, everything that we're seeing right now is a discount, honestly. But it still does not feel good when numbers go down. Let's see here. I am not leveraged LongView. Okay. That's good. It's always good not to be leveraged. Michael Hoffman says, this sucks. Claver said there would be major crash and across the board, but after it will moon. You know, I hope to be wrong, and that I hope that there is a Claver massive push, because if that's the case, then I'm going to come out very ahead, but it's not what I'm banking on. My belief is in XRP and many other cryptocurrencies, my infrastructure plays. I'm about XRP, Canton Network, Chainlink, HBAR, and Ondo. Those are my 5 infrastructure plays for the long view and building out for the next 5 to 10 years of what they could be. Not for necessarily what price is going to be today, tomorrow, next week, next month, or even this year. It's about the long view on this channel. And to me, it's a buying opportunity, because I'm about what it's going to be 10 years from now. Michael says, I trust in what I hold. XRP is utility and the internet of value. Yes, know what you hold. And that's a valuable lesson, Michael. I love your commitment and your passion, because it is about knowing what you hold. Honestly, if you have confidence in your investment, what's happening right now in the market should not change anything. It shouldn't. It should be a buying opportunity, which is exactly what Michael is iterating. So I agree with you, Michael. I'm right on board with you, man. You are on the long view. I appreciate you taking your time to be here. And as always, I appreciate everyone taking their time to be here on these streams. Your time is the most valuable thing you will ever have. It's the most valuable asset we have. There will never be more of it. So the fact you guys spend your time here with me, I do not take that lightly. I do appreciate it. Stephen Haynes says, I'm only screwed if I sell, just hoping we finally find a bottom. I'm sick and tired of us always getting smashed because of other factors. It would be one thing if XRP did something wrong to drop the price. Right. And that's why that's why we know what we hold. We follow market activity. We follow ledger activity as well. We follow the news. We follow the infrastructure updates. We follow the licensing. We follow all of these things so we have a clear picture and plan of knowing what we hold for the long view. My opinion, not financial advice. You need to do your own research, but that's how I apply all of this information to my own life. Oh, Valentina says, we got this, guys. Diamond hands. That's right. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't selling. I'm only buying. Buy the deep. When there's blood in the street, buy the deep. When fear is at its highest, usually that is the best time to be buying. Let's see. Jared says, I only get concerned if the thesis changes specific to XRP due to bank influence, DC politics, competitor technologies. I would agree with you. Exactly. And this is why we have a broad infrastructure, right? I have 5 crypto plays, so I'm not reliant on one thing winning. I look at this a lot like the internet and the dot-com bubble back in the late 90s, early 2000s, right? There's going to be more than one winner, but there's going to be a lot of losers too. My goal is to capture hopefully 2 or 3 even of those winners with my investments and let it play out over the next 10 to 20 years. So I can retire early. I plan on retiring at 50, not 60. Well, I mean, I'm kind of already retired, to be honest with you. I don't work a full-time job like so so my goal is to let it build out over the next several years. That's why I have my infrastructure plays. I hold XRP, Ondo, HBAR, Chainlink, and XRP, Ondo, Chainlink. I'm forgetting one. XRP, Ondo. Oh yeah, Canton Network. I didn't forget about Canton Network. It's one of my favorites. Michael Hoffman, I've been a B word about a year now. I'm positive the crypto space and it will have its moments. Absolutely. It's been a B word for sure. But it gets me excited for what's to come, lows and highs, volatility at its finest. And reverse carry trade. Yeah, I kind of figured that out. I don't think this is a part of the reverse carry trade because of the impact on silver and gold, right? Reverse carry trade would cause a flock to those assets, which there was, but for them to crash like that, I don't know. Again, I hope I'm wrong. I don't think this is the reverse carry trade playing out, but when liquidity breaks, markets crash. So it is very possible. Again, I don't think that's what's happening, but I'm not ruling it out, and I would love to be wrong. Well, wait, actually, no. I mean, I would love to be wrong in the sense if it is the reverse carry trade playing out, then there's a very good chance that XRP will appreciate to great prices. But if the reverse carry trade plays out in the sense that we're talking here, a lot of people are about to suffer. And I don't think that's good for people. Cryptorific says, yeah, but I held my silver. I lost a luxury home and unrealized profit. Yeah, and that's why everyone's situation is different. And if you follow the channel, I talk about there are things to sell. There are times to sell and take profits. I mean, I personally with my XRP am a hold and die kind of guy with my XRP, but that is one part of the overall strategy, right? I don't try to time tops and bottoms, but I do look at the market and see what's happening. I hold silver too. I didn't sell any of it. It sucks. I didn't sell any of my XRP in 2021 either, and it sucked. I took profits on Solana in 2021. So, I mean, I don't take profits on everything. It just depends on your situation. So people who try and tell you should do this or you should do that or you should do this, it's all subject to whatever your situations, your belief, your passion, like what you're trying to accomplish. So, I mean, if you missed out on a luxury home, if that was super, super important to you, you know, that sucks. And I feel that pain. And that's more really what this stream is about today. It's just connecting with everyone because it's scary right now. People are in pain right now. Numbers going down right now. It's nice to be able to, you know, for me to ground to the idea, to ground to my thesis of the long view and be able to zoom out from a 30,000 foot lens and look at it from that perspective. But that's me. Michael Hoffman says, that's how I entered XRP on up. Okay. Cryptoric says, I'm still betting on Claver's 1,000 XRP by December 2025. Let's go back in time, Doc Brown. Gun it to 88. Good morning, Longview. Gunpowder says, panic buy. Yeah, my money hasn't hit the bank yet. I can't be buying right now, unfortunately. Buy the blood. XRP millionaires. When there's blood in the streets, buy the deep. Any XLM. I do hold some XLM. That's more of a dart throw for me. I do hold some, but I have several dart throws. I have my 5 core pillars, and then I have little dart throws that I throw out there when I have extra money to invest. But whenever my, for instance, so my philosophy is 10% of your income needs to be invested every single month. That's how I live my life, okay? So 10% of your income needs to go into your investments every single month. And I invest in my core principles. I have my 5 infrastructure pillars, and then I have my gold, silver, and copper, and then I have my real estate. And I invest into those things consistently every single month for the long view, regardless of highs and lows and things like that. Now, if I was going to put extra money into silver, then I might try to time a high or a low. If I was going to put extra money into crypto, then I might try to time a high or a low. Stop stealing dart throw. I've been saying that since the beginning. Dart throw is mine. I call them dart throws. So I have my core principles, and then I have my dart throws. And, you know, sometimes it hits the bullseye, sometimes it doesn't. It's just how the game goes. But in the long run, everything plays out. Lisa Cotton Candy says, I just bought more. Cryptorific says, I bought XRP at 30 cents and sold at $3 twice. This time I held with hopium. Well, you know, what can you do? There will be another run another time. But again, I expect it to go to great prices over the next 10 years. I'm not trying to time tops and bottoms. Everyone's got their way, though. You're buying XLM and HBAR and Algo on dips. Okay, you're stacking on dips. Yeshua says, hello, everyone. How low is XRP going? I believe the next floor, if it busts through 150, which I haven't looked at the chart, it was falling earlier. If it busts through 150, next realistic is like $1.42. But really, I think we could see possibly as low as $1.20, depending on what happens. But again, we don't know what's going to happen with the markets when they reopen on Monday. I don't think we've seen all the fallout from the gold and silver crash, truthfully. So we really don't know. We really don't know yet. We won't find out really truthfully until Monday. I'm not doing anything. I'm not buying anything right now until I see how things play out when the markets reopen on Monday. That's just me. Don't worry. I won't tell anybody. I won't tell, unless she watches the replay, then she'll see your name with this. But other than that, I won't tell anybody. 35 people in the stream. Let's do a recap for everybody so everyone can get an idea of what's going on. We just went through the entire chat. It's all right. You can keep the chat rolling. It is the lifeblood of the stream. So the goal here, I'm going to explain the sell-off, why it happened, and how low I think it's going to go. But this is more of a therapy session. Truthfully, for everyone, because I'm going to tell you, I don't think this is over. I think we're going to see lower. And this was caused solely by the gold and silver crash. Well, not solely. There was also the announcement of the new Fed chair, which spooked the markets a little bit because he's traditionally a hawkish person. The strength of the strength of the dollar is going up. The dollar is strengthening. These things all have an impact. However, silver, that's what we're looking at right now. Silver should not have a 100% run up in a month. Silver should not be trading like a meme coin. And then it crashed 40% to $73. And then gold did something very similar right over here. Right? Now this, when we talk about crypto having these kind of crashes, we're talking about a $3 to $4 trillion market cap, okay? When these crashes happen for gold and silver, these are trillion dollar market. We're talking like 13 to 14 trillions of dollars wiped out in hours, okay? The crypto market times 5 got wiped out in a matter of a couple hours with gold and silver. These are supposed to be the safest assets in the world. Okay. And they just crashed massively because of leverage. This was probably 98% leverage. Is it manipulation? Who knows what's causing it? But the run-up should have never happened in the first place. And when you zoom out and take a large look at it, okay? Silver and gold are still up for the month by a good amount, okay? However, this size of a move wiped out banks, right? Let me pull it up here. This size of a move wiped out banks. Chicago Metropolitan Capital Bank Trust becomes the first U.S. bank failure of 2026. Will there be more failures to come? Yes, there's going to be more failures to come because the market closed while this was happening. So we don't know the fallout yet, and that's why we have to see what happens on Monday and Tuesday. The markets are crazy right now. The silver price gap in different markets all over the world. No one is in sync right now. The world is trying to figure out what's happening. Monday and Tuesday, we don't know what's going on. Buckle up, okay? Monday and Tuesday is, and then don't forget, due to the lapse in appropriations, a government shutdown, so that the government did partially shut down. It did not get pushed across the finish line. We got a pump fake on that. So now the Security and Exchange Commission will be running on skeleton crew as well as other parts of the government. While we have the most historic crash of metals since 1980. So when you have this amount of liquidation, it's going to roll over into crypto because people need to sell assets so they don't go under to cover whatever leverage was liquidated. And you see people, the first thing to go is going to be your risk on assets. People are going to get out of Bitcoin. And what happens when people get out of Bitcoin? They get out of their other assets or vice versa, regardless of whatever technical indicator or however you want to see of which one goes first, whatever. Gold and silver crashes, everything crashes because people have to pay it back. That's supposed to be the most stable thing in the world. Okay? That's what we're looking at right now. Not trying to scare anyone, trying to put some realistic lenses on everyone's face of what we're going to be dealing with. Bitcoin now at 78,000. Will it get to 77,000? XRP. What's XRP doing now? Has it gone lower? XRP now. What price are you at? Don't scare people. XRP now at $1.56. We need to see it. Again, we need to see some movement up. I don't know how low it's going to go. And again, this is still going to play out over the whole weekend. I'm going to be here with you guys this weekend. This is a major event. People are going to come on here and try and tell you they know what's happening or that this is going to happen because of this or this is going to happen because of this, okay? I'm trying to break down what I can see. This is a major event that has not fully played out. We are sitting in the middle of it, truthfully. I'm kind of happy I just sold that real estate on Friday because I think housing market might be impacted in this next. Is it like we're trillions of dollars evaporated in seconds? Like, I mean, it's gonna be a big deal. Let's get into the chat. I mean, we don't know how everything's going to play out. I hope it's a Jake Claver situation and we make a ton of money with our XRP. But this is big. $1.56 on Coinbase. Why am I excited about this dip? Because you're starting, you know why, Lisa? I think you're excited about this dip because one, it feels like a black swan. But two, I think it's a mindset shift. Truthfully, we talk about the long view and buying opportunities, and when there's blood in the street, buy the dip. And fundamentally, nothing has changed. Okay? Fundamentally, nothing has changed for XRP or any of the projects. So, I don't know how far this is going to go. But we're here for the long view. Ian says, don't you think the Epstein files on Friday are very on time? You know, they could be. I mean, again, what's going on behind the scenes? There's so what's confirmed, what's not confirmed. I try to stay out of speculation. And if we want to sit here and have a speculation chat, we can certainly do that. Put my speculation hat on here. Do I think that the Epstein files could have had an impact on that? Absolutely. I mean, there's so much dirty stuff that goes on in the government with people, you know, who's in whose pockets. We know the banks We know the banks are in the Democrats' pockets. I mean, we can see that with what's going on with the Clarity Act, stablecoin yield, and everything else. You can look at campaign contributions and all that. I mean, that's public knowledge. So it certainly could have an impact on it. Macro liquidity harvesting. How much of this is manipulation? Well, we got to see who comes out of it ahead. Follow the money. So who profits from a crash in gold? People who shorted it, but who else profits from a crash in gold? People wanting to buy more gold before a larger pump. Remember, JP Morgan just came out and said they put a new price target on gold for 8,000. It could be a decoupling event. It could be the whole BRICS thing going on with them trying to do gold. Maybe someone's trying to pool all the gold so they can tie it to Bitcoin or tie it to XRP. A million of the speculative theories that are out there. But what do we know for sure? Something just happened that hasn't happened in almost a half century, right? The liquidation event that happened with gold and silver hasn't been seen since 1980. It's a different economy now with leverage and everything else. We don't know how the rest of the world is going to impact it or going to respond to it on Monday. The fact that it happened going into the weekend is what makes this really scary. Bitcoin has to die at least or at least decouple from XRP. Very well could. That's why a lot of people are scared, but also excited. Because in order for there to be a reset of a system, like a hard reset, there's going to have to be some kind of big black swan event, as Lisa pointed out. There would have to be some kind of major black swan event in order to cause that hard reset. But Yeshua says, why is everything crashing? No one knows. Well, I don't know what caused the gold and silver crash, but that's what caused everything else to crash. But as far as the gold and silver crash, then, I mean, as far as the gold and silver crash, I don't know what would have caused it other than the fact it just ran up way too hot and people took profits. Unless there is some kind of macro global liquidity thing going on. But for the fact that silver ran up almost 100% in less than a month, to think that there wasn't going to be a pullback at some point, I mean, it can't go up forever. Someone's going to take profits at some point. Michael Hoffman, as a Ravens fan, it's hard to see that KC chair come on over. I've lived so I grew up in Kansas City. My family moved from Philadelphia to Kansas City in 1989, so I'm also a Philly fan. Philly is my number 2 team. It's been a good decade for the Chiefs and the Eagles. But so Philly is my number 2 team, but I grew up in Kansas City. And then I moved to Texas when I was in the military. I lived in Texas for 6 years, and now I'm back in Kansas City. So I went through the pain of being a Chiefs fan. I have earned my Kansas City Chiefs chair and my Super Bowl victories that I got to celebrate and parades I got to go to. My office, actually, my old office when I used to work full time, is in downtown Kansas City, and it was right across the street from Union Station. So I was at every single parade. I got to be at the draft. Man, it was a great time to be a Chiefs fan. This year was a struggle, but I earned my Kansas City fandom. All right, so I get to be here. I get to sit here with my Chiefs and enjoy my Super Bowl victories. No events to my leveraged friends, but getting a truckload of XRP at less than $1 is a fire sale. I agree. I will be, and it sucks when number goes down, but again, I'm about to move in with some force once the dust settles on Monday and Tuesday and we see what's playing out. Again, we don't have all the details because the market's closed during the crash, but this massive sale of gold and silver, I mean, trillions and trillions of dollars evaporated within hours. Jack says, what's a real outlook for 2030 on XRP, gold, silver? I'm assuming you mean XRP. To me, a realistic outlook is as tokenization comes online, as use case comes online, because I follow the ledger activity. Let me pull it up for you here. I follow the ledger activity, and one of the things I've been watching is the account set transactions, which if you look at this, this is the last 3 months right here that I'm circling. It's spiked over the last 3 months to these 40,000 account set transactions per day. And that's more than the entire history of the ledger. The only thing that can be explained by is institutional onboarding at scale. And it started after they got the announcement with the MAS that they had the full monetary license of Singapore. And it kind of coincides with the bank charter, with all the other licensing in the UK and Europe that we've covered with the FCAs. And I mean, just literally boom, 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 boom with their regulations. So I've been waiting to see this translate into actual payment activity, which we're starting to see. Payment activity has been steadily increasing, and now we've had 2 spikes over 1.5 million. And I'm wanting to see this continue to increase and maintain and get over 2 million as far as ledger activity. I think that could drive some price appreciation. So again, I've always thought, as far as my ideology and thesis on XRP, as far as what's going to drive it, is utility. From the beginning, I've been screaming utility, 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 right? We need adoption, we need clarity, and then we need utility, right? We need activity to come on ledger. And we can't get real XRP utility unless we have clarity and unless there's multiple things on chain for XRP to perform as a bridge, right? If it's going to bridge things, it needs things to bridge. Right now, pretty much for the most case, the bulk of tokenized assets on the XRP ledger is just RLUSD. Well, there's nothing to bridge between, but as we get more tokenized securities on chain, as we get more other tokenized stable coins on chain, like if we get an RL yen or, any other of the US stable coins possibly, as those come on chain, as interoperability spreads out, right? Working with other chains, like we've got interoperability going on with Solana already, with Hex Trust being that bridge to get wrapped XRP on Solana. We got interoperability with the Flare network. We've got Wormhole bringing interoperability to multiple different chains with RLUSD. Utility, utility, utility. As that comes, that will bring more activity onto the XRP ledger as it grows out and create more payment activity. That is the goal. Utility is the key. So realistic outcome for 2030, assuming we get legislation passed before midterms this year, then I think we could see by 2030, I feel comfortable saying that I think $100 XRP is possible by 2030. If we get real, like with the rate of adoption and infrastructure build out that there's been, and as interoperability continues to go, I do still see that as a possibility by 2030 for sure. I still think double digits this year is a definite possibility, but that's me. I believe in these assets. And here's the thing. If I'm investing in these for the long view, and say I put, couple $100,000 in, right? Over the next 5 years on top of what I've already got. No one needs to know what my bag is. But let's say I put a couple $100,000 in and I'm wrong. And XRP doesn't go to $100 in the next 5 years, but XRP goes to, I don't know, what, $25 over the next 5 years. Well, oh crap. I think I'm doing okay. I'll retire and go sit on the beach, okay? This is about the long view. It's about dollar cost averaging in. There is no get rich quick scheme on this channel. That's not what I'm here for. So realistic possibility, yeah, I think $100 is possible in the future. But I'm not going to be upset with 25 either. My opinion. That is the goal. So let's get back into the chat here and continue our chat discussion. Again, this isn't like really a hardcore stream. We're going to keep it going, but I want to talk about what's going on in the community, because right now there's a lot of fear going on. Prices going down. I mean, it's trying to work its way back up. I think I just saw it was at 57, $1.57 just a second ago. None of this really matters if we're long-term holders. Just FUD, zoom out. Bravo, Michael. Bravo. Ian says, do you know about tipping point of MicroStrategy? Bitcoin at 74K could well happen tomorrow. Could well happen today. Also, full moon tomorrow, by the way, happened many times. Crypto moved at night on a Sunday. If it resets before the market opens on Monday, we have seen that happen with crypto. And again, that's why we're here for the long view. We know what we hold, and these up and downs and trying to time the market, yeah, they play with your emotions and they don't feel good when they are going down. But to me, it's a buying opportunity because I am here for the long view. I hope it does not skyrocket on Monday because I selfishly want to buy more before it does. But what goes down must go up. What goes up must come down. Again, we just have to look at it for the long view. There was legislation that was activated that indicated banks needed gold and silver holdings to keep their fractional lending. Huge run on gold and silver, then profit taking. Were they? I thought fractional lending ended back in COVID. I didn't know they brought it back. I thought it ended back in COVID, honestly. Do you have insight on whale accumulation of XRP? I do actually have some insight on whale accumulation of XRP. Let me find it. I was talking about it earlier this morning. Sorry, I'm having kind of a bad head day. For those of you who know, some of you who don't, I had multiple strokes. Every once in a while I deal with migraines, headaches. And it's, so if I get heated and you see my face getting red, I'm like turning purple over here. Whoo! Calm down a second. Get a drink, chill out. We're good. All right, let's see here. We don't want to hear about Trump. Let me get the right screen up here. Let me find it. Hopefully I have it. Yeah, here it was. So, despite the overall price drop, the number of wallets holding at least 1 million XRP is rising for the first time since September of 2025. Data from Sentiment shows a net increase of 42 millionaire wallets returning to the XRP ledger. Now remember, this is as of yesterday. This is important because it follows a long period between October and December when big XRP holders were steadily selling. During that period, XRP's price dropped sharply from its high of 368 to $1.88, wiping out nearly 40% of its value over the year. So now the return of millionaire whale wallets suggests they see crypto or current prices as a good level to accumulate rather than continue selling. At the same time, risky trading activity has cooled down sharply. Crypto quant data shows that XRP's open interest has fallen from over 3.5 billion. This is leverage, showing that traders are exiting leverage positions. Reduced pressure and allowed long-term holders to accumulate quietly. So yes, whales are accumulating according to Sentiment. So that is what we know as of yesterday anyway. What's happening today, I don't know, and I don't have the whale wallets and stuff like that to track them. Butterfly? America soon, aliens. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeshua says, so none of the mainstream media talking about this crash? Are they not? I haven't even looked at the mainstream media. Truthfully, haven't. Didn't David Schwartz say at one time XRP was designed to be 10K per token? Then the other day he was surprised it hit when it hit $2 and sold some at 25 cents. Well, I think that was taken out of context, but I did cover that in yesterday's article. I covered exactly what he said. He said they had a 25-cent party. And he said he sold some at 10 cents because they didn't think it was going to get that high. But yeah, it was designed for 10K. When we're talking about markets, man, I think a lot of that statement from David Schwartz was taken out of context. He was saying it in regards to people saying that XRP was going to go to $100. He was actually defending it. Ironically enough, he was actually defending it, saying that when it was at 10 cents, they thought 10 cents was crazy, and at 25 cents, they thought $1 was crazy. And yeah, he talked about selling some of them. And he's like, so to sit here and say that, after going through all those milestones, who's to say that $100 is crazy? And he actually said that the day after he posted a picture of him and his moon rock. He's like, oh, by the way, I found this moon rock. And then he turned around or then the next day, the ledger spiked with over 1.6 million in payments, the highest spike it's had in months. So who knows? It depends on what signals you want to look for. I can paint you whatever narrative you want me to paint you. But yeah, XRP was designed for $10,000 per token. He did say that, but I believe the statement he was saying was taken out of context. I think he was defending the $100 XRP and saying who's to say it's crazy because we thought this was crazy at this time. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Sir Charles says, man, I'm not getting the live stream notifications. Glad I caught this one. Yeah, make sure your notifications are on. I did 2 streams today. I'm glad I came back at noon to make sure that, because I do typically stream at noon, Monday through Saturday. I went early today because of the crash that was taking place. But make sure your notifications are on. I do stream just about every single day, sometimes twice a day. Is this financial advice? No, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing is ever financial advice. I say it about 10 times a stream. So no, I am not a financial advisor. I am working and studying to become a financial advisor. I'm working on taking my Series 65. When that happens, I'll let you know. But no, this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. You should always do your own research. XRP has been around since 2012. The army has been holding and stacking since 2017. 9 years later, shouldn't be considered get rich quick. I hope this adoption moves faster as we are not promised tomorrow. You're absolutely right. We are not promised tomorrow. No one knows that better than I. 3 years ago, almost died in my sleep. But that's just me. It does change your perspective on life. Time is precious. You never know what's going to change. But I do believe in the long view and what crypto can be over the next 10 years. MSM, who? I don't know what MSM is. He also had the world after him. He portioned through, he'd be taken out unalived before he got the chance to see $1. Probably. Laugh out, you the man, bro. Okay. Yeah, he'd also have the world after him for sure. Yeah, Schwartz, I love Schwartz, dude. He's always good at stirring up controversy. And don't forget, he's retired now. He no longer works for Ripple. Sits on the board, but no longer works for Ripple anymore. Let's pull up price and see what price is doing. Keep the chat going. I'm gonna keep the stream going. Let's get back into price. This is a therapy session now. We are going to go as long as you guys want to go. But let me pull the price back up so we can look at something other than my ugly mug. Today, just with a sad face. Maybe I should just maybe I should wear a mask today. Just a sad face emoji mask or something like that. Currently at 156. Not looking good. Mainstream media. I gotcha. Who knows what mainstream media thinks? It's a Saturday. Partial government shutdown. It's a Saturday. Markets closed. Perfect time to crash trillions of dollars in metals and watch what happens. Just watch the sparks fly. It's a noisy thing. Oh, by the way, too, for those of you who are new to the stream or those of you who may not have seen a stream in a while, memberships are now live. You can become a member. Members do get a weekly live stream, and I am working on rolling out a weekly newsletter. All my first 100 members will be founding members. Anything beyond that, founding members will not have to pay for anything else beyond the original membership. Anytime something gets added later, they will get it for free or included in their regular membership for that matter. Let's see here. Yeah, $1.56 right now. Schwartz is with Evernorth. No, Schwartz is not with Evernorth. He sits on the board with Ripple. I don't know. Well, maybe he took a position with Evernorth. I don't think he did. Someone else from Ripple is the CEO of Evernorth. But it's not Schwartz. This live stream is now the mainstream media. Well, thank you, Jared. I appreciate it. Get some more people in here if we're the mainstream media. Get the questions rolling. The more you guys engage in the chat, the more you hit the like button, the longer you guys stay to hang out, the longer the stream will go. And the more people see it. Ironically enough, they need engagement. The more engagement, the more people they show the stream to. Let's see. Hang on a second. I'm catching my brain up here. I need a drink. I've been going hard today, guys. This is the second stream of over an hour today. Oh, let's see. Let me look at what's going on in the stream. 38 people in the stream right now. Okay. We got up to 41 at one point. Oh, we got 41 back in. Okay. So let's, how do I put this? Let's see. Man, my brain is fried, y'all. What do you guys think about this crash? Sign off in the chat. Where's everyone from? We got lots of new people in here. Where is everyone from? And let's talk about price again. Now I had to reset my brain for a second there. I apologize. So why is the price falling? Well, price is falling because gold and silver crashed on Friday. Price is currently at $1.56. Bitcoin is down as well. Quick recap for everyone who came in late, and then I'll hop back into the chat. So make sure you guys get that chat rolling. I need the energy. But Bitcoin's now down to 78,000, but Bitcoin did not cause the XRP crash. Gold and silver did. And I'm going to use silver to pull out because it's the most realistic thing. It shows the biggest stark comparison, if you will. So if you look at silver, back in the beginning of January, silver was at $73. It spiked all the way up to $122. That's like a 90% increase in silver. Almost 100% increase in silver in a matter of 3 weeks, y'all. 3 weeks. That's not normal. Silver shouldn't be trading like a meme coin, okay? This is a multi-trillion-dollar market. The market cap of silver alone is like 10 times that of crypto. And then when you factor in gold doing something very similar, so going from January 2nd, it was at 4,300 all the way up to 5,600 just about, okay? This amount of volatility should not take place in metals. It shouldn't, because when you have collapses like this, you're talking trillions of dollars, like more than the GDP of a lot of countries in the world got wiped out on Friday because of this metals crash. So what does that cause? That causes liquidations in stocks and other assets, including cryptocurrency. Risk assets usually go first and go hardest, okay? People have to sell to cover their positions. So we don't know how low this is going to go. This is not over. I believe it's going to go lower right now, okay? We do not know how low this is going to go. My guess for XRP is $1.20. Bitcoin might get as low as 63K. But again, to sit here and act like this pullback is nothing in metals, this is something that hasn't been seen in over 45 years, almost half a century. We haven't seen any kind of collapse this big. This is bigger than 2008 by far. We've already had one bank collapse on Friday. And again, the market shut down while things were going down. There will be more banks closing. I feel comfortable saying that. And again, none of this is financial advice. But we don't know what's going to happen on Monday when everything reopens. And we have to see how the dust is going to settle. And we have to see how things are going to play out over the weekend. My opinion. Not financial advice, but right now Bitcoin is at 78,000, trying to hold strong above 78,000, and XRP is now at $1.56. Got as low as $1.52. I do think $1.20 is a realistic option depending on how this plays out. So let's see here. Let's hop back into the chat and see. I see some people hopping in from the previous streams. I can't wait to talk to you all. Keep the chat rolling. The chat is the energy. Let me get to the right screen. Was he NSA at one point? I'm not sure if he was NSA at one point. Let's see. Schwartz is with Evernorth, correct? Brand new role for the new year. I don't know if he went to Schwartz. I know he sits on the board at Ripple. I don't think he went to Evernorth. Someone else is at Evernorth, though. $1.59. That's $1.56 now. This live stream is now mainstream media. Well, it is a Saturday. No one else is reporting on it. So again, do your own research. Not financial advice. It's for entertainment and educational purposes only. How low do you think Bitcoin's going to go? How low do you think XRP is going to go? What do you guys think is going to happen on Monday? What's going to happen when the dust settles? Are things going to go lower? Are things going to spike? What do you think is going to happen? I want to find out. Let's talk about it. You remember hearing somewhere that Swartz is retired NSA? Huh, I have not heard that. Crypto is showing the banks what we can do. Well, it can liquidate. I mean, it can move around while nothing else can. While the stock market is frozen, crypto's deciding what it wants to do right now. Crypto whales took over metals. I mean, if they know how to work those markets, baby, woo! Brian Armstrong's collapsing the market right around the time of the Great Walkaway. Oh man, we'll see. I think Warsh is seen as hawkish, but Trump wants rate cuts. I wonder how that dynamic plays out. I agree that Warsh is seen as hawkish, but remember the key thing that I pointed out earlier, you must have missed it. Warsh wants less Fed oversight in the markets, though. And what does Trump want to do? He wants to get rid of the Fed, right? So Warsh actually wants less oversight. He's on record saying years ago, I've seen the clip resurface, but he's on record years ago saying that if the economy starts to burn, let it burn. A phoenix will rise from the ashes. That's his take on it. Like he doesn't want to impact the markets hardly at all. And what does Trump want? He wants to get rid of Fed oversight. So that's a scary proposition as well, if you look at it from that angle. Yield, yield, yield. We want yield and CFTC regulation. I want, what do I want? I want a toilet made of solid gold, but it's not going to happen right now. But no, I would like to see XRP go up to, I'd like to see XRP pump back up over $3 and just settle everybody over the next month or so. I think it would bring some sentiment back to the market. We need a win. We need a win. Claver saying 20K. Let's see. Yeah, Claver's saying 20K. I'm saying let's see $3. Oh man, excuse me. Let's see, my $3 XRP is trash, but plenty of money made with taking puts on gold and silver. It's about making money and being smart. Yeah, you're not going to win every pick. Gold and silver being way overpriced by advocated puts. I do remember you saying that in the stream, Farm Maximus, saying you were going to do puts, just like I talked about. I was going to switch and put some puts on XRP, and I don't know what those are going to look like on Monday. We'll see. I did buy puts on XRP when XRP first dipped below $2 and then jumped back up. I said I was doing puts because I thought it was going to pull back to $1.75, which it was on track of doing. But then we had this market, this metals market crash. It's a wild ride right now. Oh, let's see. Better not go under $1.11. Well, you know, 1010's been my number. 10's been my number. I've been seeing like 1010's been hitting me in the face everywhere lately. Do you think Sailor's strategy would sell? Do you think Sailor's strategy would sell, be forced to liquidate if Bitcoin dropped below their acquisition cost? Well, I don't know. That's a tough question. If they were forced to sell, ooh, God, man, that would just cascade everything. That could potentially create a decoupling. If they were forced to sell because of their average price is like 74K, and we're at like what, 77 right now, that could happen today. Again, a lot of uncertainty right now, and no one likes uncertainty. That's going to amplify this. And again, we really don't know what's going to happen until things play out on Monday and Tuesday. Depends on negotiations. I do think there's going to be some panic on Monday. We're seeing it play out in the crypto market right now. But I don't think we know. But again, this channel, if you're coming in new, this channel is here for the long view. I'm not here for what the price is today, tomorrow. I'm about what it's going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And not just XRP. I have many infrastructure assets that I hold. I stream every single day, Monday through Saturday. I'm here for the long view. I'm here for the tokenized financial ecosystem. My 5 core pillars for crypto investing, my personal 5 core pillars for crypto investing are XRP, Canton Network, XRP, Canton Network, HBAR, Chainlink, and Ondo. And I do hold others. And then I also hold gold, silver, copper, and real estate. And I also own some plays in alternative energy. To me, it's all about infrastructure. It's all about what problems need to be solved in the future. And I try to position myself in advance over the long view. XRP is one part of it. Crypto is one part of it for me. Exactly. Panic on Monday. It is certainly trading like at Far Maximus says, I predict 75 cents XRP Monday, and I will be backing up the Brinks truck. I'm not predicting 75 cents on Monday, but I think it's going to go lower by Monday. It sucks for the people who bought at the top, and it sucks for the people who are losing money right now. It does not feel good for a number to go down. But right now, nothing has fundamentally changed for XRP or for any of your cryptos. Nothing fundamentally changed yesterday on what they are trying to accomplish. Right now is liquidity, money, institutions, leverage, so much stuff unwinding right now because of a multi-trillion-dollar crash in metals that we still don't know where the dust has settled on it. I still have my puts on XXRP. If it drops sub $1, I'm making a lot of money. But I know a lot of people are losing money. And I still hold a large stack of XRP for the long term. I'm a long view holder. I'm a long-term holder. I've been around XRP since 2019. But when the writing's on the wall for something, I try to tell you guys. That's why it's about the real deal and real news, not hype narratives. Where do you see the bottom for ADA and XRP? Again, I think someone else predicted 75 cents for XRP. I'm thinking $1.20 to $1.25, maybe. But again, we don't know the full scale of this. And I haven't been doing technical analysis on ADA, so I'm not going to call it a bottom on that. I literally have no clue. The only one I do regular technical analysis on is XRP. So... But I buy for the long view. I'm about buying over time and dollar cost averaging in, not necessarily trying to pick highs and lows. But that's just me. And again, memberships are open. If anyone wants to become a member, you can become a founding member. Get your weekly member live stream where you'll have more opportunities to ask me direct questions one-on-one, as well as you'll get the fun emojis that are available and all the things. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk. I'm worn out, guys. Woo! It's wearing me out today. Happy days. XRP to the moon. Time like this, have a laugh, mate. Oh, I ain't worried about it. I ain't sad. To me, it's a buying opportunity. You see $10 in the near future? Okay. Jared says, I hope Claver is right, but he is selling custody and crypto LLC services. Yeah. And remember, if anyone's trying to sell you LLCs, be wary. You can go online and create your own LLC for $50. You don't need someone to do it for you. It's stupid simple. Okay? Talk to a CPA, any CPA, as far as what you can do with an LLC. It's like a $400 appointment. You should talk to a CPA. That's what I do. All right. I wouldn't necessarily do that on YouTube, but that's just me. Ian says, yeah, that's the thing with MicroStrategy. So if it drops too low, they need to sell from what I've read or seen, but never researched this myself. The Phoenix incoming. I mean, the volume behind Bitcoin, the volume bubble, right? The Bitcoin volume bubble that we've talked about many times in stream. It's a very real thing, and it would create a cascading effect. But we're talking some significant pain if these things come to pass for a lot of people. I think crypto might actually perform metals on Monday. The parabolic metals rally was taking capital from crypto. That trade just reversed hard, and the money has to go somewhere. Well, someone made a lot of money shorting the metals. That money went somewhere. You're right. So where is it going to go? What's it going to rotate into? And keep in mind too, when that crashed, metals, they're still up for the month. We're talking about a trillion dollar crash. Silver's up 19% for the month. Okay, guys, it's not just, you have to zoom out, look at it from a large lens, and of course it's causing this cascading effect and all of these other things because people were over leveraged and a lot of retail got into gold and silver. Oh man, it's sad. It's market psychology. Do you have a thesis on Flare? My thesis on Flare is, I have a little bit of knowledge. I think Flare is going to go up with XRP because as of right now, Flare is the best option to earn yield on your XRP. And there have been discussions. I saw a podcast on Paul Barron Network with the CEO of Flare talking about them building out specifically for large XRP investors. I do think there's going to be a lot more capital going into Flare. I also do think that because the airdrops are stopping or have stopped, they either stopped or they're stopping on Flare, supply is going to start to shrink up a little bit more. There's not going to be as much free Flare going into the system, or if any free Flare going into the system, which will help with the supply as well. So I do think there's some room on Flare to go up this year. I do hold some. It's one of my dart throws. But for me, I mean, I'm really high on Canton Network right now, obviously, and I'm really high on XRP. XRP is still my number one asset, still holds the most weight. But I hold XRP, Canton Network, Ondo, HBAR, Chainlink. Those are my 5 infrastructure pieces. And I also hold some Flare, some XLM, some Avalanche, a few others. But Ian says, we are not losing money when we don't sell, but if this crash thing comes, it could well be exchanges, banks go under. So if your XRP is on there, it could get confiscated. Again, not your keys, not your crypto. This is why we talk about having a cold storage wallet. At least one. You should have a couple, in my opinion. That way not all of your eggs are in one basket. I do have cold storage wallets available to you. There's a link in the description, but you do not have to use that one. You can use any cold storage wallet you do research on. However, the only thing I will tell you is get it directly from the manufacturer, okay? I personally have an air-gapped cold storage wallet from EliPal that I'm using, and I also have a wallet from Tangem coming. I'll put a link for you guys in the description when I have that as well. But the air-gapped cold storage wallet is going to be my main wallet for my large chunk, that and institutional custody, which I have an option for that coming for you guys as well. So securing your crypto is very important, but having multiple avenues in order to do it is also very important, so you don't put all of your eggs in one basket. And again, not your keys, not your crypto. If you hold it on an exchange, you do not own that crypto. I think your statement, risk on institutional money is covering for this metals crash, is right on. I know, I agree. People were calling me stupid, be like, it works the opposite way. It works the opposite way. No, not when gold and silver are the things that crash, yo. People need to get money from anywhere they can to cover those losses. No, we haven't seen a metals crash like this in a half century. Since 1980, so 46 years, okay? We do not know what to expect on Monday because we haven't seen it in this kind of economy. It hasn't happened in over 45 years, people, okay? So that's why I say no one knows what's going to happen on Monday, because we haven't seen this kind of event play out in this kind of economy. That's the best way I can say it. So we can take our best guess. But right now, I'm saying there's going to be a lot of shakiness on Monday. I plan on, Monday, I'm going to live stream it first thing in the morning. When the markets open at 8:30 Central, I'm going to do an early live stream on Monday. Because I do think it's going to be a theater of what's going on. So feel free to hang out. I'll make sure I'll make sure to mention that in a community post on Monday. I'll also put out a tweet. You can follow me on X at LongView Crypto, but we will watch how the markets unfold on Monday for sure, because it's definitely going to play out. We might see a bounce on Monday or another leg down. It could go. We could see it spike down and then shoot up. We could see it spike up and shoot down. I mean, the weekend is going to give people a lot of time to panic and see what happens. I mean, we're going to do a live stream 8:30 a.m. on Monday, everyone. If you're watching the stream, feel free to be here. We will watch how this plays out. Hopefully my money's in the bank account so I can play in the markets on Monday. That would be fun. I could make some money on Monday. That'd be great. I mean, I'm already making money with the puts, so that'll be good. And again, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. Investing comes with the risk of loss. You could lose everything, as people are learning that hard lesson right now. No coin and pawn shop will buy gold and silver at current price volatility. Exactly. Flare at 1 cent, maybe a dart. There you go. Are you staking earning on any of your XRP? I am not right now. I currently just have mine held in cold storage and in institutional custody. I don't have any of my XRP staked. I take that back. I think I have like 87 XRP staked out there on Flare just because I was testing out to see how it was working, but that's it. I haven't really messed largely with staking options. I was thinking about trying to start a validator node for both XRP and Canton Network. I thought that would be really cool as well. And I will be doing a second channel for just fun streaming as well. There are just going to be stream hangouts of me doing gaming and whatnot also. But there will be a stream on Monday. We will see how everything plays out. We're down to 28 people here. It was a good stream. We got up to 52. I appreciate everyone for taking your time to be here today. I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Let me see, before I get off here, let me see what price is doing with you all. Let's see. $1.54 now and falling. Maybe we shouldn't get off. We're falling. Let's see if it continues to fall. Oh, man. Down to $1.54. $1.53.6. Man, I wonder what these puts are going to be on Monday when they get cycled back in. $1.52. Buying opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see $1.50 here. It's still falling. See what Bitcoin's doing. I mean, and it's popping hard too. It's jumping up and down about like 0.5 cent. It's getting volatile. We're going to see, I think we might see another sharp sell-off because this is spiking hard. $1.50. Yeah, come on. How deep is this going to go? It's spiking hard. What's volume doing? Let's go 1 minute. It's the 1 minute chart. Okay, it's fighting back. It's trying to get, so on, remember what we talked about on the EMA 9? It's fighting back. It's in oversold on the 1 minute chart. It's trying to get back because it pulled back too far and it's tapping against it. It's not going to, is it going to push past it? Doesn't look like it. Downtrend's going to continue. That's how you read that, by the way, guys. It's trying to push past it right now. We tapped all the way down to 150 just about. Yep. It got all the way down to 150 and pulled back to EMA 9. And it's now shooting all the way back up to 155. So will it hold over EMA 9? Who knows? 157? Ooh, look at this. Here we go. Here we go. That's a big... What's going on? What you gonna do? See, the 1 minute chart, the 1 minute chart's more exciting. 158. Okay. Okay. I ain't mad at it. What's going on here? Is it gonna keep running? If we catch this run on the 1 minute chart, man, if it starts running, that was a big push. That was a big leg. It just jumped 8 cents in a minute. See how volatile this crap could be, man? You can make so much money. Oh, 159 still running. How high will it run? Is it going to go 160? Oh, there it goes. Whoa, we are running now, baby. We are running. We got up to 160. Will it come back? We're watching. I'm not getting off while this is running. I can't end the stream while this is running. We're up 160 again. How high will it go? Can it get over 160 and hold it? Come on, let's go. Push, 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 push. I feel like a Lamaze coach. Push. Push. No, anyway. As long as this is going green, I'm staying here. I'm not logging off while it's ending. Let's go. Is BlackRock in? I mean, it just shot up 10 cents in a minute. I mean, something happened. That's a quick bounce, if nothing else. Someone's making some money. You think it's going to $100? Okay, it's $100, $1,000. Oh, let's see. All right, so now it's pulling back to EMA 9. We'll see if it holds over EMA 9 before I get off here. Keep the chat going, guys. I'm just hanging out on a Saturday. I ain't doing shit. Let me check my phone, actually, while we're waiting on this. I'm just hanging out with y'all. Make sure I'm not missing anything. When do you think we'll know about the game? My girlfriend wants to know about the hockey game. I'm supposed to go to a hockey game tonight. I have to see if my money went through. As soon as I get off here, I'll do that. All right, so it's pushing back. Can we reclaim $1.60? Oh, you guys like the push thing? Look like I'm about to drop a deuce, right? Let's see how high it goes. I mean, it tried to pull back to EMA 9. We'll hang out and see if it goes. We're on the 1 minute chart. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Share it far and wide for the no hype real deal content Monday through Saturday every day at noon except for Sunday. Even I get to rest 1 day a week and watch football. Go Chiefs, as you can see. Oh, wrong one. That one. I'm reading through the chat here. I need to set it up to where the browser for the chat is on this screen as well, so I can leave this up here and pull up the chats as well. Because I want to see if this is going to stay above here. All right, it's pulling back down to EMA 9. Will it stay? Will it stay? That is the question. You guys liked the push thing, huh? Boo Chiefs. Nah, boo Ravens. All right, hang on. Decision time. It's rolling back. It's trying to roll back. Will it roll or will it fall? If it falls through, we're in trouble, guys. If it falls through, that was a major pump fake. If it bounces off EMA 9 and continues, it could continue to run up past $1.60 again. It might be the end of it, at least for now. But again, this is EMA 9. This is my favorite indicator in the world for XRP. It definitely follows this fairly well. It did bounce off of it. It's trying to turn back and run up. Will we start to get a push up or will it fall down? Let's see. It's deciding right now. Now is decision time. Yeah, the 1 minute chart's crazy. I used to do scalps. I used to do scalp day trading on the AMD chart. And I would use the 1 minute chart to enter my area, but I would always go after the 15-minute candle, the 15-minute inflection candle, the opening candle of the day to base what I was going to do. So we bounced off EMA 9 and it's running back up. All right, so now for technical analysis of the day, if we set a higher high, so if we bust through 160 with volume, that is confirmation of a trend reversal. That is what we need. So we need a higher high. We need to bust through $1.60. Yeah, it will cause you an anxiety attack, won't it? With the constant ups and downs. But it's entertaining for people, especially day trading is entertaining for people because people want to get rich quick. But you can also apply the same technical analysis to a 1 week chart versus a 1 minute chart. And if you think this crap's crazy, you should do a 1 tick chart. Oh my God, dude. That will give you an anxiety attack. A 1 tick chart is nuts. All right, so is it going to fall? Will the fall continue? This minute, these next couple minutes will let us know if the fall will continue or if it's going to continue to rebound. Again, 10-cent push in 1 minute is not nothing. But is it just clearing the liquidity to fall back? Is it just people taking shorts? It could be. Is it all leverage? I mean, that amount of pump is definitely leverage. Yeah, scalping the 1 minute chart is pretty brutal. So when I was doing the AMD day trading, I would use the 15-minute chart to gauge things, and then I would use the 1 minute chart for entry, and I would set it up on a 5-minute chart, and it was more of like a full intraday day trade as opposed to a scalping. Is kind of my way that I did it. Someone was sitting at 150 to suck that up. I mean, that 10 cents. Oh, here we go. We're going up now. Now we need, again, we're still waiting to see a new high. So it came down to EMA 9. It tested it a couple times, 1, 2, 3 times. So will it push up beyond the higher high? So it needs to go past 160 with value. It's trying. Here it goes. Boom, boom, boom. So that looks to me like it confirmed the Bitcoin is exactly the same. It's all the same right now. Yeah, I believe it. I watch this chart more, so I have a better understanding of it, if you will. I have a better clarity of what the levels are and how it's going to respond to EMA 9 because I've seen it so much. Experience is everything sometimes. So again, we're waiting to see if this is going to continue the uptrend. If it breaks the uptrend, I'll call it a day. But I didn't want to leave on a run. That's just mean. That's just mean to do that to you all. And the silence is deafening. Alcoholic Click says, for now, it's the same for now. It's okay. It's not pushing higher. So I'm afraid it might fall below this here. If it falls back below EMA 9, it's going to go all the way back down to 150 again in a mighty fast hurry. There's a lot of liquidity to check in this area now. If you want to look at... Here, let me pull a box up for you guys. So... basically, yeah. Let me get my box. Come on. Rectangle. Yeah, from here. So, essentially, all of this is a fair value gap. Essentially. I mean, the real definition of a fair value gap would be from here to here would be the technical definition of a fair value gap between those three, but liquidity is going to come back in there, and if it fails, it's going to hit sharply. It's testing EMA 9 again right now, and if it pushes through here, there it goes. So it's going to test this liquidity. It's going to test this fair value gap here and probably flush out all this liquidity that it skipped over when it had this run. So yeah, that's how that works on day trading, guys. Again, not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. None of this is ever financial advice. You need to do your own research, yada, yada, yada. But in the meantime, something fun for you guys before we go. It's always good to have fun if I can find the right thing. I have so many bookmarks, it's hard to get to the right one sometimes, but I will find it. We're closer. We're getting closer. I know it's closer. Oh my, where did it go? I should have had this pulled up in advance. Here, it's getting closer.
Show me the money! 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 You my motherfucker!